I did want to kick it off with this, actually, being Super Bowl week. And by the time this airs, we'll already know who the winner is. So there we go. But I did want to mention that Steve Mongo McMichael is going to get inducted into the Pro Bowl.
Yeah, well deserved.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. And I thought that was such a neat thing for him. I know he's suffering with ALS, and that's a sad situation, but at least there's some silver lining here where he gets to know that he's going in there and everything. Magnum, did you have any interaction with Mongo?
No, I didn't. I just he came along after my departure from WCW, and I just got to share and hear all the stories and hear Flair talking about him so fondly. It seems like a wonderful human being, and I'm glad he got to have so many moments in the sun with both football and wrestling. I think the wrestling thing was just kind of living out a dream of his or something. But it was it seemed like a really cool guy, and I'm really glad to see. I know a lot of people were petitioning and voting for him to get in the Hall of Fame. So hats off to him and congratulations.
He definitely has the resume. It's like you look at it, the '85 Bears, and I think he was like a 2-time All-Pro or a 4-time All-Pro, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, it's such a guy, a monster on the field, and he was fun as like a promo and stuff in wrestling. Greg, obviously, like Vern and you guys, like there's a lot of guys with football backgrounds that have come into the AWA and stuff like that. Now, did you ever cross paths with Mongo and like just talk about bringing in football guys, basically?
No, I never did. We used Bob Lertzema, benchwarmer Bob from the Minnesota Vikings. He did some ring for us, and good guy. But I never was around Mongo, and I heard a lot of great stories about him. Great guy and deserves what going into the Hall of Fame for sure. So I wish I could talk more about him, but I wasn't around him.
Yeah.
Fortunately.
It's kind of neat just like seeing everybody that was played football. Like you look at Ernie Ladd. Who else was there? That was
Wahoo.
Wahoo. Obviously Wahoo. Some huge names that like kind of crossed over into that. And it's kind of wild to think like some of the other ones that have.
If you go back to the 50s, Leo the Lion Nomalini.
Oh.
Now, Leo played for the San Francisco 49ers.
Mm-hmm.
He played at the University of Minnesota, played football with my father. And then Vern got him into amateur wrestling at the University of Minnesota. They needed a heavyweight, and Leo became the heavyweight. And then he got drafted by the 49ers. And he is the only NFL football player to be inducted into both the Hall of Fame as a defensive and offensive player.
Wow, seriously?
Yeah, and we've got him on board with us. I mean, when you go back and talk about the greats, and this guy it was funny because you say he was making about $5,000 in football, and he made close to $100,000 in wrestling his first year. So, yeah, I mean, he was a big draw back then, and even into the 60s. But again, there isn't another football player that's been both offensive and defensive player Hall of Fame.